Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. What is going on, people? I hope everybody has had a good week out there. Actually, a good couple of weeks because it's been a couple of weeks, but I kind of wanted to wait to put out the podcast until we had the Ryder Cup captain's picks. You know, we had the automatic qualifiers from the tournament, but I wanted to wait until we got the captain's pick so we could discuss that. And we'll get into that in just a couple of minutes. But I hope everybody's had a good week. Everything's been good here. The weather's been pretty nice, kind of windy. Feeling kind of bad for those people on the mainland there in Florida with the hurricane coming through. Hopefully everybody's safe there. And the situation over on Maui, I wanted to talk about that again. They've got a lot of the stuff figured out, and they've got the fires pretty much under control, but they're still looking for looking for victims of the fires. And, you know, last time I said that, you know, the people, I was kind of going off of what some of the stuff I heard from the people about asking people not to come to Maui to use up their resources. And I know I told people not to go there, but the following day, Josh Green, the governor, he put out a thing on the radio stating that Maui is still open and they still need tourism, obviously, the rest of the island. They don't want people to go to Lahaina. So, you know, disregard what I said before about not going to Maui. Please go to Maui. I did get a good word that, you know, they canceled the Maui Open for the Hawaii State Golf Association tournament, which is understandable. And they were kind of 50-50 on the Maui Amateur tournament. And I guess they posted that tournament on the website today to sign up for registration for it. So I'll be getting signed up for that. So we will be going over to play the Maui Amateur later this month, at the end of the month, I believe. So, but we'll get into that shortly. But I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you guys are enjoying the weather. You're getting some golf in and playing some golf. We had the Beach Boys. Like I told you guys before, I'm no longer the president of the club or playing with the club because I'm on a different island. However, I'm still going to stay up to date. I still get their text messages and stuff about when they're playing and where they're playing. They played Hawaii Prince this past week, and they're going to play Leilehua on Monday, this coming Monday. It is a holiday, and we normally play the military course, normally Leilehua, for the holidays, since it's a cheaper rate to play than going to the other courses on the island, which charge a holiday rate. But if you're interested in joining those guys, get on the website, beachboysgolfclub.org, and leave a message for Steve or Rob that you guys are interested in possibly playing with them, and they'll set you up to come out. And you don't have to join when you first go. Just go and play and see if you like it. And if you like it, then you can join later. But anyhow, so that's the Beach Boy stuff. Hawaii State Golf Association. We had the Kauai Amateur this past weekend. I played decent. I wasn't completely disappointed with my game, but I could have played better. I shot 75 the first day, 74 the second day, 75 the last day to finish tied for second place. And, of course, you know, he's like the Tiger Woods. You know, when Tiger was playing and the guys were going to tournaments, they were playing for second place. If Jonathan Ota is in the field, we're playing for second place normally. He's just too good. He's just too steady. And luckily, I was paired with him the first 2 days, because every time I play with him or every time I'm in his group, I play some of my best golf. Now, I didn't play some of my best golf this past weekend, but I played pretty decent. And actually, I was under par a couple of times and just had a dumb hole where shot selection, not so much shot selection, but club selection really kind of messed up my game a little bit. Kind of in between clubs on a couple of shots. And instead of taking the club that I thought I would normally hit and kind of go after it a little bit, I laid off on a higher club just to take a little off and ended up missing the green on both shots. So, but anyhow, Jonathan won. He won the senior division. He played very well. He shot 78 the first day. He complained, and I was like, "What are you complaining about? You're going to shoot 60 something tomorrow." And sure enough, the next day he shot 68. And then the final day, he shot 72 to end up winning by 6 strokes over myself and Greg Anderson, who also lives there on Kauai. Blaze O'Connor, players, they represented well in the tournament. Blaze O'Connor, he was your championship flight winner. Tyler Ogawa also played well. He fared well in it. And a couple of the other guys. I kind of want to try to get those guys on the podcast and just talk to them a little bit. I was going to try it over there. I ended up rooming with Tyler Ogawa and former Chaminade player Colby Gunderson, who's a son of a good friend of mine, Keone. So I ended up rooming with those guys. We had a blast. I was the old guy with the young guys. I mean, Tyler's he's a junior at UH, and Colby just graduated college here last year. So, but we had a good time. We had fun. Next tournament up on the schedule for the Hawaii State Golf Association is the Mayor's Cup. That's going to be September 9th and 10th, just 2 days at the Alawai Golf Course over there on Honolulu. It was sketchy about whether I was going to get in or not, and when I checked the list today, I saw that my name is in the list of participants. So I was able to get in to hopefully defend my win from last year, but we'll see what happens. Jonathan Oda is playing in the Mayor's Cup. I told him, just stay home. Don't worry about playing. Just stay home. But this is the first year that Jonathan's going to play. No, I'm kidding. I want Jonathan to play because it pushes me to play better, and hopefully I'm paired with him so I can play hopefully well in the tournament again. This will be Jonathan's first time playing in it. I told him, I can't believe you've never played in this before. So he's going to be there, and it's going to be the usual suspects. With finishing second, tied for second, I ended up getting enough points to move back up into 4th place overall for Senior Player of the Year. And you got Jonathan Oda in 1st place. You got Skip Storm in 2nd place, and Chris Howard in 3rd place, and myself in 4th place. So it's a battle every tournament with these guys. So that'll be the next tournament for the Hawaii State Golf Association. Like I said, they also added, or they decided to go ahead with the Maui Amateur. That won't be until the first week of October. And at the end of this month, we have the Big Island Amateur at the Village Course at Waikoloa. So those will be the next tournaments coming up for the Hawaii State Golf Association coming up here shortly. So let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. PGA news. Well, we have had 2 tournaments. We had the BMW Championship Tournament. That was won by Victor Hovland, 17 under. He won by 2 shots over Scotty Scheffler. And Scheffler, I guess, he messed up on he missed a putt or something on a hole that he had a chance to possibly win it, and he ended up losing to Victor Hovland. And then this past weekend, we had the Tour Championship for the FedEx Cup, and shooting 27 under. Now, if you guys remember from the BMW Championship, they were ranked. They got so many, like they started at under par. A lot of the golfers started at under par. Like I think Scotty Scheffler was number 1, and he was 10 under starting the Tour Championship. So Victor Hovland ended up winning the Tour Championship and the FedEx Cup, and a lot of money. He ended up 27 under, and that was his second win of the week, back-to-back wins for Victor, and winning the FedEx Cup and a lot of money. It was funny, they were interviewing him after, and he said that they asked him about the money, and he said, well, I live in Stillwater, Oklahoma, so money goes a long way there. But I heard they were going to Mykonos, Greece. So there was going to be a group of them going. So I wonder who was buying. I'm sure it was probably him. Next up on the PGA Tour, we got the Fall Series starting. September 14th through the 17th, you got the Fortinet Championship. That's going to be played at Silverado Resort in Napa, California. And the defending champion in that tournament is Max Homa. The Ryder Cup is going to be after that, and that's going to be September 29th to October 1st. Obviously, from the tournament, the Tour Championship, you have your 6 automatic qualifiers, which were Scotty Scheffler, Wyndham Clark, Brian Harmon, Richard Cantley, Max Homa, and Xander Schauffele. So those 6 automatically qualified with their play in the Tour Championship. Now, Zach Johnson is the captain, and he got to make his picks, and he announced those on Tuesday. Some of the picks, I don't know, I want to ask you guys what you think about it. His 6 picks were Sam Burns, Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Colin Morikawa, and Brooks Koepka. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. I don't like the Brooks Koepka pick because he's a live golfer. I will not. That is not how I feel about that pick. I think it's a good pick. He finished just outside the automatic qualifiers with his play at the Masters and winning the PGA Championship. I don't have a problem with that pick, actually. Some people brought up the issue with Justin Thomas, that pick, that he hasn't played that well, and that he was kind of outside. He didn't even make the Tour Championship. So some people were questioning whether or not he should be picked or not. I can see that. I can kind of go along with that, but, he's a leader. He's considered one of the leaders in the clubhouse and good for the team. And you got to have that team chemistry, right? And then some people were like, well, it's the good old boy. And I can see Keegan Bradley. Keegan Bradley brought it up. He felt disappointed that he was left out, and he could have been a pick too. I mean, all these guys have played well, with the exception of Justin Thomas. I could see Keegan Bradley being on this team. And he felt that it was kind of like the good old boys network because obviously Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas, and Jordan Spieth are really close friends. Really close friends. I mean, they go on vacations together, their families and stuff. So I can see his point. I don't necessarily agree with it 100% that, that's what it's about, because it just so happens that those guys are friends, but were they picked just for that reason? No, I wouldn't say no. I would say no. I mean, maybe the Justin Thomas pick being thrown in there, being friends with those guys kind of makes it look like the good old boy network, but he's really done well in past and team events, and he brings a leadership kind of quality into the clubhouse. And obviously it's a team thing, a team event. So, I can see how he should be in there. Doesn't mean it's right. No, but I'm not the one making the picks, or Zach Johnson is. So let me know what you guys think about those picks. Let me know if you guys agree with all of them. If you think somebody else should be in there, if you think somebody shouldn't be in there. I just hope with the Brooks Koepka pick, like I said, I can see how he belongs in there. But I also can see how one of the PGA guys should be in there. Brooks didn't, if memory serves me correctly, in this whole live golf thing, I don't recall Brooks ever badmouthing the PGA Tour. And he definitely didn't, he wasn't part of the lawsuit. He wasn't suing them. Granted, he's part of Live Golf, and Live Golf was suing him, but he wasn't one of the, like Mickelson and a couple of the other guys, Patrick Reed. They jumped on board and sued the PGA Tour. Brooks didn't do that. So he gets a little pass on that as far as being in there, but still, those guys were loyal to the PGA Tour. So should one of them be in there instead of him? I don't know. That's an argument that could be made. But I personally don't have a problem with the Brooks pick. He's played well in the major. Let's hope he plays well in this. I think his record in Ryder Cup, the last time they won the Ryder Cup, the U.S. won 19-9 against Europe. Brooks' record, I think overall in Ryder Cup experience, I don't know if that was his only one he played in. I think he's played in a couple, but he's 6-5 and I think 6-5-1 in the Ryder Cup play. So not a horrible pick. I'm not completely, disappointed with it. I can also feel how those guys like Keegan Bradley could have that spot. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. murphplace808@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Let me know if you think Brooks should be in there, if Justin should be in there, or if you got somebody else that you think should be in there. Let me know what you guys think and shoot me an email. With that said, let's take another short break and we'll be right back. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you have the best music taste out of all your friends and coworkers? The best way to prove it is to stay ahead of all the amazing upcoming talent. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There's some artists out of Ohio that you should definitely be aware of. Dicasso, D-C-A-S-S-O, yes, like Picasso, just released a new music video for his song Going Back. This rapper turned singer has an upcoming album this year full of beautiful ballads, R&B slow jams, and hard-hitting rap records. Head to www.smartboystudios.com as soon as you're done listening to this episode of Murph's Place to watch the music video. While you're there, check out the phenomenal C-Money Baby, the Songbird, Corey Gossett, and all the top-tier talent that the Smart Boy production team are working with, such as Eamon Jones, July, 10 Tempo, TYS Markey, D Knight, and much, much more. If you or someone you know needs quality production, mixing, or mastering, just head to the website www.smartboystudios.com and fill out the contact form. You can support Smart Boy Studios by going to shop.smartboystudios.com to buy merch or linktree.com/smartboystudios to check out the Discord server, new releases, and merch. All right, welcome back, everybody. We haven't talked about any rule stuff lately, and we did have a situation come up in the tournament over on Kauai, and it was a player hit a ball into the bunker. It was a par 3. A player hit a ball into the bunker, went to hit his shot out of the bunker, and the ball hit the top of the lip and came back down in the bunker. In anger, he slammed his club into the sand. And at that time, somebody brought up, is that a penalty? Because you're not allowed to touch the sand with your club prior to hitting a shot. Now, he did it after he hit his shot, but his ball still remained in the bunker. So there was a question as to whether or not that was a penalty. So the rules official was called over, and he did some research and found that if the player hit the sand and it was in the line of play with the ball to the hole, that would be a penalty. There would be a one-stroke penalty assessed. But since it was not in the line of play, there was no penalty. Now, I don't know if that was one of the rules changes that have been made. They have kind of been a little more lax with the bunker play now. I mean, obviously, you can remove loose impediments out of the bunker if there's a leaf or a rock, behind your ball or in front of your ball. But you cannot ground your club prior to making a swing. Now, they also kind of went a little lax, and if you are walking in the bunker and you kind of like stumble or trip and you put your club down to catch yourself, that is no longer a penalty. You're not testing the sand. You're not testing, how deep the sand is or anything like that. If you're, stumbled or whatever. You can also pick up the rake and put it in the bunker when you hit your shot. But I was kind of surprised that it was not a penalty. We assumed it was a penalty, and the rules official said no. If it was not within the line of play, that would not be a penalty. Now, my question is, say a player hits his ball out of the sand, hits the lip, rolls before it rolls back down and stops, he hits the sand in anger, hits the sand with his club, and then his ball rolls down and goes into that hole or that area where he hit the sand. Is that now a penalty? Because that is in his line of play. He's going to hit his next shot from there, and that would be in his line of play. So I'm wondering if that would be a penalty if that happened, if that was the case. But I'll have to ask one of the rules officials at the next tournament and see if that's the case. Because, like I said, we thought it was a penalty because he slammed his club into the sand after he hit a bad shot. So that's another thing you guys got to kind of remember. You got to try to control your anger. It's fine to get, you hit a bad shot and you get mad, might hit the ground with your club or whatever. I quit doing that because it's too expensive to fix clubs. I got tired of fixing clubs, so I don't do that anymore, and it doesn't make me play any better. It wasn't the club's fault that I hit a bad shot. It was my fault. So you got to try to minimize how angry you get, and when you do get angry, you have to let it go. You can't be thinking about that, on the next hole. What you should have done on that hole. It's over with. You can't change it. You can't make it any better. It's not going to change. The only thing that can change is that you're going to play worse because you're worried about that or thinking about that and are still mad about it. So you kind of just got to let it go. Yeah. You just got to, hey, I hit a bad shot. I found, and it's worked for me. It's worked wonders for me. I expect to hit bad shots. I know I'm going to hit bad shots. So if I expect it, then I'm not going to get angry because I know I'm going to. It's going to happen. Everybody hits bad shots. The pros hit bad shots. I was just watching one of the replays off of one of the, I can't remember. I want to say it was the Tour Championship. A guy went to hit a chip shot, and he hit it like 3 yards. And he's a pro. I mean, everybody hits bad shots. Not one person hits every shot perfect. So if you expect that you're going to play bad, then when you do play bad, it's not as bad as far as your anger. I mean, it's still bad that you're playing bad, but at least you're not getting angry about it and letting it affect the other parts of your game. So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I mean, I thought it was a penalty. Another player thought it was a penalty, but the rules official said no penalty. So I guess if you get mad, you can hit the sand. Just don't do it away from your line of play where you're not going to hit your next shot, and you'll be safe. Well, hey, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate all of you that have listened and continue to listen to the show. I know it's been kind of sporadic here lately, and I'm going to work on that, but I really do appreciate you guys listening. If you guys have any questions or topics you want me to discuss, or even some rule stuff, if you have rules questions, shoot me an email at merceplace808@gmail.com. There's also a spot on Spotify for the link. There's a poll question if you guys want to answer the poll question for me. That would be nice. Also, shoot me an email and let me know what you guys think about the Ryder Cup stuff. Like I said, I have my differences with a couple of the picks. I'm not totally upset with it. I think we got a good squad this year. I think we have a good chance of winning. It's been a long time since we've won. I want to say like in the 90s or in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, maybe the last time we won on European soil. I think it's been a minute, but I think we have a good squad. So let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate you guys listening. And if you guys are out there playing golf, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them very often. Aloha, everybody.